Good morning, New Zealand Gymnastics, and welcome along to this webinar today. Let's talk about Xero. My name is Stephanie and I'm an education specialist here at Xero. In today's webinar, I will introduce you to Xero as a cloud-based platform that is changing the world of small business. I'll then take you on a high-level tour through some of Xero's key features, which are designed to save you time. These features include Xero expenses, payment services, invoice reminders, payroll, tracking categories, bank feeds, bank reconciliation, Xero files, Xero bills, and the Xero app. I'll then discuss Xero's seamless integration with Friendly Manager. This will be followed by a brief run-through on the easy process required to switch to Xero. And finally, there will of course be an opportunity for you to ask me any questions you may have. All right. Xero's purpose is to enable the small business economy to thrive through beautiful software, advice, and connections. We're a globally successful company, born and bred in New Zealand, and we're here to stay. With more than 300,000 customers in New Zealand and more than 1.38 million customers globally, Xero has cemented itself as one of the world's leading accounting platforms for small business. Accounting software is only one part of the Xero platform. The beauty of the platform is that it not only allows us to connect small businesses with other small businesses, but also other important entities. We connect our businesses with their banks and get bank feeds flowing directly into their Xero organisation. We connect them with government agencies, providing them with the ability to file their GST returns towards the IRD directly from within Xero, as an example. And we connect them with big businesses, such as warehouse stationery, allowing invoices to be sent directly into their Xero organisation. Finally, there's an incredible range of apps that connect and sync with Xero in what we call the app marketplace. We have over 700 apps available, covering all the needs of small business, and this number is growing by the day. Xero's beautiful accounting software becomes supercharged when it is connected with relevant business apps. From the customer research we have conducted, small businesses who are using cloud apps grow net profit 30% faster on average. They are harnessing the power of technology to give them time back to drive efficiencies in their business. In your case, Friendly Manager is a fantastic example of a connected app. I will take a closer look at Friendly Manager's seamless integration with Xero a little later. So why should you use Xero? Xero is a cloud-based platform. Put simply, this means all you need is an internet connection to use it. Gone are the days of installing software onto your computer, which takes time and requires constant maintenance. Xero was designed from the ground up, which means it's a true cloud system. Xero is built on the Amazon Web Services platform, which will allow us to grow with our customer base and continue to provide exciting innovations in the future. Xero is built on the premise of anywhere, anytime, and on any device. You can access your financials and run your business from wherever you are in the world. Our Xero Signals research out of the UK showed that businesses who use cloud applications grow profit exponentially more than those that don't. These results were also shown to be consistent across New Zealand and Australia. Why is that? Because cloud apps let users work anytime, anywhere, and this enables businesses to serve their customers faster and keep up with the paperwork as they go. Combine this with integrated cloud apps, and the businesses have the added advantage of a connected data flow and the efficiencies from not double handling information. It's also proven to reduce costs, especially around IT infrastructure and security costs. End-to-end business services are now available for all small businesses at a fraction of the cost of ERP business solutions. Once a cloud system like Xero is in, we take care of all the server costs for the small business. Xero is proud to boast an award-winning customer experience team who answer on average more than 110,000 emails per month from customers globally. We're also committed to the security of our customers' data and provide multiple layers of protection for the personal and financial information you trust to Xero. If you're unsure about how safe your data is on Xero, be assured that our data security is as good as your internet banking in most areas. A good example of this is the two-step authentication, or 2SA as we call it. 2SA provides an extra layer of security as it requires confirmation of your login from another device, like your mobile phone. We strongly recommend that all Xero users enable 2SA, as it reduces the risk of your Xero account being accessed if your password is compromised. We are constantly enhancing Xero, delivering new features and performance improvements. Updates are delivered frequently and happen automatically, so you don't need to do anything to be on the latest version of Xero. Now it's time for us to take a look at some of Xero's fantastic features. Xero Expenses. It has just launched, and it's our revamped expense claim product. You can now take a photo of a receipt or invoice and submit it for reimbursement via the mobile app, doing away with those annoying paper copies. The greatest part of this app is that it will scan over the photo of the receipt or invoice you uploaded, identify the details, such as the supplier, date, and dollar value, and then pre-populate those fields for you so that you don't have to enter them yourself. This is a great time and energy saver and pretty impressive if you ask me. Another long-awaited feature that Xero Expenses boasts is the ability to submit expense claims on behalf of other staff members. Ensure you're getting paid on time by connecting a payment service to your Xero organisation. This will allow your customers to pay you via debit or credit card through Stripe or via PayPal, directly from their online invoice. Invoices paid via Stripe or PayPal are paid 10 days faster on average than other invoices, which is music to the ears. If you loathe chasing overdue accounts, which I think would be most people, make sure you have invoice reminders set up in Xero. Automated emails will be sent to your customers whose invoices are overdue, based on the parameters set in Xero. Save yourself some time and angst in chasing overdue accounts and get Xero to do it for you. Xero Payroll is a fully compliant payroll system that handles all aspects of payroll compliance, leave, reporting, and IR filing for up to 200 employees or contractors. We also have a great app called Xero Me, which you can use to access payslips, request leave, and check your leave balances. Tracking in Xero lets you see how different areas of your business are performing. This means you don't need individual account codes for different parts of your business, keeping your chart of accounts manageable. For example, you could have just one revenue account, but use tracking to report on different types of revenue you receive, like Year 9 gym class and Year 10 gym class. The associated expenses can also be categorized using tracking, so you can easily report on the profitability of each category. You can add up to 2 tracking categories with up to 100 tracking options within each of those categories. Keeping a close eye on your cash flow is everything in small business, but sometimes it feels as if you need 8 arms to manage your workload. Xero is all about making tedious tasks like reconciling the bank easier. That's why Xero connects straight to your bank, so your transactions flow in automatically. A direct bank feed allows your bank activity to automatically import into Xero. This means your bank and Xero work together, sending the statement data over a secure connection directly into your organisation, making your life easier with reliable, up-to-date feeds. If you have multiple bank accounts or bank with multiple banks, you can connect as many bank and credit card accounts in Xero as you need. After setting up bank feeds, our customers really enjoy the bank rec process, and it almost feels like playing a game of Snap. Match the bank statement lines on the left with the corresponding transactions in Xero on the right, or create a new transaction on the fly if there's no existing bill or invoice in Xero to match the bank statement line. Xero picks up on patterns or repetitive behaviour and begins to make suggestions for you, saving you even more time. Or you can set up bank rules for recurring transactions so that they are coded for you automatically if the criteria in your rule has been met. Traditionally, the files you create and receive as part of your business have been stored away in filing cabinets, shoe boxes, or in some hidden folder on your computer. While many of these are directly related to your business, it's not always easy to locate them when needed. With all your business data in Xero, it no longer makes sense to store your financial data and files separately. Xero Files lets you attach documents to your transactions and records. You can attach items anywhere you see the files icon, which is highlighted in yellow on this slide, like a sales invoice. Just drag the file from your device and drop it into Xero. You can upload multiple files at the same time in a wide variety of formats. When attaching a file to an invoice, you have the option to make the file available to your customer alongside the invoice you send them. This is ideal for attaching schedules of the work done. In the bank reconciliation, attach photos of receipts for cash transactions so your accountant knows exactly what they're for. Or in the contact section, add any documents that are relevant to your customers or your suppliers, such as a contract, into their individual contact record. You can also upload and manage files from the Files inbox, displayed on this slide. Click on the folder icon at the top of the screen from anywhere in Xero to access your Files inbox. By loading them straight into your Files inbox, you can organise important business documents into folders for useful reference. Use the unique email address provided to email files straight into your inbox. Then simply add each file directly to a new invoice, bill, expense claim, or other type of transaction. You'll see a really handy side-by-side view so you can easily key in the details from the file into Xero. It's an efficient way to enter data while attaching an electronic copy of the document as well. As you add items to transactions, they'll be cleared out of the inbox so you know what's left to be actioned. Files is just one of a growing list of features that make cloud accounting compelling. Like bank feeds, when you see files, you'll wonder why it hasn't always been this way. With everything in one place, business has never been easier. In addition to the unique email address that sends files straight to your Files inbox in Xero, Xero has taken it one step further by offering each organisation another unique email address, but this time specifically for your bills. When you receive a PDF bill via email, forward the email to your unique bill's email address. A draft bill will automatically be created for you in Xero. Once again, you'll have that handy side-by-side view so you can easily key in details from the bill. Save the unique email address as a contact in your emails to make forwarding to Xero even easier. Or better yet, for regular bills you get, such as phone or internet charges, for example, set up an auto-forward rule in your email inbox settings to automatically forward the bills into Xero. Another great bills feature in Xero is batch payments. Use batch payments to bundle multiple bills into one payment transaction. You can then export the file and upload it into your online banking or other payment service. Your bank processes the file and pays all the bills in the batch. In a world where everyone is out and about, our customers love being able to work from their phone. With the Xero app, you can create invoices, bills, enter receipts, reconcile payments, and see overdue customers, all at the touch of a button on your phone. Now that you know a little bit more about Xero, let's take a look at Friendly Manager. As I mentioned earlier, Xero has partnered with Friendly Manager to make your club admin a breeze. With Xero integration, your club admin accounts are 100% synchronized in both Friendly Manager and Xero. Let's take a closer look at how it works. Fees and transactions are automatically sent to Xero as soon as you create them in Friendly Manager. This table is a good way of illustrating how the two systems work together. A fee in Friendly Manager creates an invoice in Xero. However, invoices will be sent to customers via Friendly Manager, not Xero. A fee credit in Friendly Manager will create a credit note in Xero. Invoices and credit notes should not be created, modified, or deleted in Xero. This should always be done in Friendly Manager. A fee payment or a fee refund in Friendly Manager will create a payment or refund against the associated invoice or credit note in Xero. Similarly, a fee payment or a fee refund in Xero will create a payment or refund against the associated fee or fee credit in Friendly Manager. So this means either system can be used to record payments and refunds, but we recommend that they are always processed in Xero for consistency purposes. Not mentioned on this table is contacts. Contacts will automatically be created in Xero as necessary when creating fees in Friendly Manager. If a contact of the same name already exists in Xero, you will be informed of the conflict and be given the option to either match to the existing contact or create a new one. Alrighty, so moving to Xero. You may feel like moving on to a new accounting system is a daunting process, but I'm going to show you today that it isn't actually as difficult as you may think. I'm going to jump onto the internet and show you how it's done. This will just be a quick run through and isn't intended to be a step-by-step instructional guide, so don't worry too much about the details for now. If you would like to learn about the onboarding process in greater detail, we have fantastic resources on our help page, Xero Central. We're also in the process of finalising an onboarding webinar, which we can distribute to you once we've completed it. We do suggest that you ask your accountant or bookkeeper for help before undertaking a conversion to Xero. So first things first, you will need to create a Xero account. To do this, go to the Xero homepage, which is where I am, and click on Free Trial. Xero provides all users with the first month free. This will give you a chance to get a feel for it before signing up to a subscription. Once you've completed all the details and clicked Get Started, you will then receive an email asking you to confirm your email address. After following the link in your emails and setting up a password, you'll be taken to Xero, which looks like this. You'll start off in the demo company. The demo company is there for everyone to use. It's filled with fictional data and enables us to have a play around without affecting any real data. It's a great way to test something you're unsure about or to try out new features, for example. The demo company you see is unique to you, so no one else can see or is affected by any of the changes you make in it. You can reset the data at any time, or it will reset itself automatically every 28 days. Once you're ready to jump into your Xero, click the Start My Trial Now, which is highlighted in yellow on the top right corner. But not to worry, you can get back into the demo company at any time. You'll be taken to this page where you'll be asked a few questions such as what your organisation does and whether you're registered for GST. Once you've completed the details and clicked Start Trial, you're ready to get started. Now you're ready to start setting up your Xero organisation. I've put together a checklist which outlines what we'll run through. After completing your organisation, financial and invoice settings, you'll need to add your bank account, contacts, and outstanding invoices and bills. And finally, after entering your conversion balances, your Xero is set up and you can invite other people in to start using it. I'm going to use the New Zealand Gymnastics demo org, which I created earlier for the purposes of this demonstration. So, to access your organisation settings, go to Settings, General Settings, and then Organisation Settings. This is where you will fill in all of your basic information. Most of it is self-explanatory, but I'll just mention a couple of things. The display name is the name you'll see in Xero on the top banner. However, the legal trading name will appear on financial reports and outgoing invoices and quotes. I definitely suggest uploading your logo, as this will appear on your invoices and emails sent from the Xero organisation. Organisation type is where you select what type of legal entity your organisation is, such as a company, a partnership, or a trust. If you are a registered company, you would have been given a unique New Zealand National Business Number, or NZBN. Entering it here identifies your business and makes it easier to communicate with the government and other organisations. If you're unsure what your NZBN is, you should be able to find it on the Companies Office website. Financial settings are also located in the General Settings area. by clicking on Financial Settings. So in this section here, the financial year end date was automatically set to the 31st of March, as this is the New Zealand standard. Remember to change this if you have a different year end date. If you're unsure what your year end date is, take a look at the last set of financial statements you received. You're also required to enter your GST details. If you're unsure about these details, your previous GST return is a good place to start. Of course, if you're not registered for GST, there is a none option right here. Under the tax defaults, if you select tax exclusive as your default, Xero will add GST on top of unit prices you enter. However, if you select tax inclusive as your default, Xero will assume GST is already included in the unit prices you enter. We suggest selecting tax exclusive for both sales and purchases. The lock dates option here is a great tool to put in place to prevent transactions being backdated incorrectly. You can set lock dates that affect all users, including advisors, or you can allow advisors to be excluded from the lock dates. The time zone will default to Wellington, as this is a New Zealand Xero organisation. The time zone drives the date stamping on transactions, so you can see when users are accessing Xero and when transactions are being completed. So let's go back to the general settings area. As I mentioned earlier, when using both Friendly Manager and Xero, it's from Friendly Manager that the invoices are sent to customers. I'm going to briefly discuss Xero's invoice settings now, but please be aware that this is only relevant for those of you that aren't using Friendly Manager. So invoice settings are again located in the general settings area by clicking on Invoice Settings. You'll see there is just one default invoice template sitting here called Standard, which Xero provides automatically. However, you may want to set up another invoice template if you wish to send a different style of invoice, depending on the type of customer. To do this, you click on New Branding Theme. Give your new template a name and amend the details as needed. You will see there are a lot of adjustable features here. You can select what information you want to show on your invoices by using these tick boxes. And I would definitely suggest entering a blurb down here in regards to when and how you wish to get paid. Once you click Save, you'll see the new invoice template that we just created is sitting here. To show you when these different branding themes are used, I'm going to raise a new sales invoice. So to do this, go to Accounts, Sales, and Add New. This is where you enter all of your relevant invoice details. You'll see if I click the drop-down menu here next to branding, that invoice template that we just set up called Test is now available. While I'm here, I thought I'd mention this item field, which is found both here in a sales invoice, but also in a bill, which is the word we use to describe a purchaser's invoice in Xero. By asking you which item you'd like to sell or buy, it's actually asking you which inventory item you'd like to sell or buy. In Xero, you can save time entering details of things you regularly sell or buy by saving them as an inventory item. These don't just have to be physical items, they can be services too. So when I click the drop-down menu here, I can see that there are no items to choose from. As this is a new Xero organisation, no inventory items have been saved yet. If I click the Add New Item, I can add a new inventory item on the fly, which can also be done at any time from the inventory page in Xero as well. As I'm required to enter details such as the unit price, the general ledger account, and the tax rate, these details will autofill next time I buy or sell that inventory item, saving me time. Although not one of the checklist items, I just wanted to quickly mention the chart of accounts while we're in the general settings area. You'll see that the chart of accounts is a favourite as it's marked with a star. This means I can quickly access it from the settings drop-down menu. So just to quickly define an account, every time a business spends or receives money, it needs to categorise that transaction for accounting purposes. Accounts are used to do this. For example, you will have an account for advertising, an account for motor vehicle, an account for membership subs, and so on. Xero automatically sets you up with its default chart of accounts when you sign up. If you're moving to Xero from an existing accounting system and you'd like to use that chart of accounts instead, you can override Xero's default chart of accounts with your own via an import process. Or alternatively, you can just make changes to the default chart of accounts as needed by adding, deleting, or editing accounts. To edit an account, simply click on its name, which is in blue to indicate that it's a link. To delete an account, tick the checkbox and click delete. And finally, to add an account, just click the add account button there. So the next thing you'll need to do is add your business bank account. One of the ways you can do this is by clicking the add bank account button right here. You can also do this from the dashboard, which is where I'll take you now. In the next New Zealand Gymnastics webinar called Diving Deeper into Xero, Dan will discuss the awesomeness of the dashboard with you in a lot more detail. But for now, I'm just going to click on the Add Account button next to bank balances. So you'll be asked which bank you're with, the account name, for example, business account, the account type, for example, everyday, day to day, and finally the account number. One of the fantastic features of Xero is that once set up, your bank transactions will feed from your bank into Xero automatically, which makes bank reconciliations a breeze. Once you've added your bank account, simply click the green Get Bank Feeds button. This will direct you to some instructions on how to get your feeds set up, and this will depend on which bank you selected, as the process does differ slightly from bank to bank. When moving on to Xero, you will need to know your conversion date. Your conversion date is the official date you'd like to start using Xero. On this date, there are likely to be outstanding invoices you haven't received payment for, or outstanding bills you haven't paid yet. When moving to Xero, you need to enter these outstanding invoices and bills into the system. I spoke to the team at Friendly Manager and was pleased to confirm that all of your outstanding fees in Friendly Manager at the date of conversion can quite easily be pushed into Xero for you at no extra charge. Unfortunately, this doesn't happen automatically, so you will need to get in touch with them to request this. For those of you who aren't on Friendly Manager, depending on how many outstanding invoices you have at the time of conversion, you can either enter them one by one or you can import them in bulk. So to do this, you go to Accounts and then Sales. To add them one by one, simply click on the Add New button. Here you will need to populate all of the invoice detail. And once you've completed the details, you can click Approve and Add Another so that you can move on to your next invoice. If you'd like to import your invoices all at once, just click on the Import button. Here, Xero will provide you with a template which you will need to export, complete with your invoice details, and then import again. Much like your sales invoices, you can enter your outstanding bills at conversion date one by one or via bulk import. To do this, go to Accounts and then Purchases. So you can see here we've got those same two options, add a new or import. Well, the great news is there isn't much set up to go. Now I'm going to take you to the Contacts page, so you can get there by clicking on Contacts and then All Contacts. Every business has important relationships with outside parties, such as customers and suppliers, and Xero keeps track of these relationships in the Contacts section. Because the Contacts section has some really useful tools, such as the ability to email a specific group of contacts, I definitely suggest keeping it up to date. When you move to Xero, you can add your contacts one by one by clicking the green Add Contact button, or via bulk import by clicking the Import button. Alternatively, Xero will automatically create a new contact when an invoice or a bill is raised, so your contacts list will start to grow over time. While I'm in the contacts section, I thought I'd tell you about what we call the Xero to Xero network. If your customers or suppliers are on Xero too, you can both use the Xero to Xero network to securely send invoices straight into each other's Xero accounts to be approved. The Xero to Xero network reduces manual data entry and automates the invoice and billing process more than ever before. Each Xero organisation has a unique and private network key, which enables the secure exchange of sales invoices or bills. So to find out what your network key is, go to Settings, General Settings, and then Xero to Xero. So here is your unique network key. To connect with a contact on the Xero to Xero network, they will need to provide you with their unique network key. Once you have that, go to the contact and click Edit. Scroll down to the very bottom and you will see there is a field here called Xero Network Key, which you would paste their network key into. Once you have entered their network key and they have done the same for you, you are connected on the Xero to Xero network. If a supplier you were connected with were to bill you for goods or services by raising a sales invoice in their Xero organisation, a draft bill would automatically be raised in your Xero organisation. You would simply just have to complete any missing details like the account code, for example, and then approve for payment. Cool, well, last but not least, you will need to enter your conversion balances. To do this, go to Settings, General Settings, and then Conversion Balances. As I mentioned earlier, your conversion date is the date you'll start using Xero. Your conversion balances are the balances of your accounts within your chart of accounts at the time of your conversion date. This part can be a little tricky, so I would suggest seeking help from your accountant or bookkeeper. If you are financially savvy, however, the simplest way to get your conversion balances is to run a trial balance in your previous accounting system as at the date of conversion. One important thing to ensure is that your accounts receivable conversion balance equals the total of all the outstanding invoices you entered earlier, and that your accounts payable conversion balance equals the total of all outstanding bills you entered earlier. If they don't match, you will get an error. And that's it. A few simple steps and you're ready to start using Xero and discover its beautiful simplicity. At this stage, you can invite other people in to start using the organisation. So to do that, you go to Settings, General Settings, and then click on Users. To invite a user, click the green Invite a User button. And here you have the opportunity to decide what level of access that user should have. So Invoice only has access to sales, purchases, or both. Standard can carry out day-to-day tasks, but may have restricted access to reports. Advisor has full access, including the advanced accounting features. And Read only has full access to view, but you can't add or edit transactions. So you can adjust or remove users at any time by coming back to this screen and selecting the user you wish to amend. I just wanted to finish by letting you know Xero has put together a really useful tool called the Conversion Toolbox. The Conversion Toolbox is designed to make moving to Xero even easier, particularly for those coming from another accounting system rather than Excel. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time today to show it to you, but please feel free to jump onto Xero Central for more information. We also cover the Conversion Toolbox in the onboarding webinar I mentioned earlier, which is currently being finalised and can be distributed to you once complete. Xero Central. So Xero Central is our fantastic new help centre. Here you'll find plain language answers to all of your Xero questions, and it should always be your first port of call. I'll jump into Xero now so we can take a look. So as you can see, it's formatted in a similar way to Google, so you can simply type keywords or a full question into the search bar. I'm going to type in bank reconciliation. So you can see here that many suggested searches have already appeared, so let's select the first option. Here we have been provided with many relevant articles to choose from. So after reading through it, if you still don't have an answer to your question, scroll down to the very bottom of the page and you can click the Get in Touch button. After typing my question, I can see that Xero Central has provided some useful articles on the right-hand side, just in case there was something that I missed earlier. If you do send a query, it will be received by our customer experience team, and it will be assigned to someone who specialises in that area of Xero that you're inquiring about, and they will promptly reply to you via email. So Xero Central uses machine learning, and it's getting smarter by the day. It's great for you to know that you'll always have that resource there to help you. In addition to Xero Central and our fantastic customer experience team who can be reached by emailing support@xero.com, there are other great educational resources online, such as Xero TV. Make sure you're subscribed to receive emails from Xero, as this is one of the main ways we communicate any new webinars, features, and important news. And remember to read the Xero blogs to keep up to date with the latest changes happening at Xero. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.